تقارب الزمان. The day of judgment will not come until the time starts to pass very swiftly and quickly. The day of judgment will not come until the time will pass very quickly and swiftly. ثم قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, and then he said, peace be upon him, فتكون السنة كالشهر ويكون الشهر كالجمعة وتكون الجمعة كاليوم ويكون اليوم كالساعة وتكون الساعة كاحتراق السعفة, يعني الخوصة, ورق النخل اليابس. He said, صلى الله عليه وسلم, the day of judgment will not come until the time passes swiftly. And then he went on to say, peace be upon him, a year will be like a month, and a month will be like a week, and a week will be like a day, and a day will be like 1 hour, and 1 hour it will be like the burning of the dry palm tree leaves. You know the palm tree leaves, when they are dry, if you burn them, they will burn very swiftly, in seconds. That's the example that Rasulullah gave us. Meaning, the day of judgment will not occur until this will take place. The ulama, when they explained this hadith, they had two different opinions. Some of them, they said, this is the literal meaning of the hadith, and that's how it will be before the day of judgment. A day will feel exactly like 1 hour, and a year will feel exactly like a month, and a week will feel exactly like a day. That's how it literally will be. But some ulama, they say this is a metaphorical meaning. So the Prophet is giving us an example, meaning the time will have no barakah, no blessings within the time that we are experiencing and witnessing in this dunya, when the day of judgment is getting close. And that's what is perhaps more strong than the first opinion that I mentioned, walillahi alhamd. But both of them can be accepted, these opinions, walillahi alhamd. And we see today that the time has no barakah at all, subhanallah. Today it feels like a day became like an evening or a morning, and that's it, it's finished. A year it feels like a month, subhanallah, sometimes. You've done something last year, and when you're asked about it, you say, I've done it just a week ago. But it's a year or a month ago, subhanallah. This is what it means, barakah is not there. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam gave us this golden advice in Sunan al-Nisa'i al-Kubra, وأخرجه الحاكم هذا الحديث رحمه الله. قال عليه الصلاة والسلام من حديث عبد الله بن عباس, قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لرجل وهو يعظه. The Messenger of Allah said to a man while he was giving him a soft reminder, اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. Take advantage of 5 before 5. i.e. take advantage of 5 matters before other 5 matters. ثم قال صلى الله عليه وسلم شبابك قبل حرامك. Your youth before you reach an old age. وغناك قبل فقرك. And your wealth before you are poor. ووقتك قبل شغلك. ووقتك قبل شغلك. And your free time before your busy time. وصحتك قبل سقمك. And your health before your sickness. وحياتك قبل موتك. And your life before your death. Take advantage of these 5. Since you are young and strong and healthy and fit, take advantage of this time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed you with, and do as much good as you can, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala simply created us to do good, that in accordance to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. To serve Allah, it means to do good in accordance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So take advantage, because tomorrow you might reach an old age and you will not be able to do what normally young people do when they're strong and in their fitness. Take advantage of your health and take advantage of your free time. Today Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed you with free time. Use that time, fill up that time with that which benefits you in the hereafter and in this dunya. Don't waste it. Don't waste it, because you will regret that on the day of judgment. And take advantage of your life before your death. Life is precious, and you must value that. And if we don't know how to value the life Allah blessed us with, then we don't know our purpose of life. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. The Prophet ﷺ, another hadith in Sahih Bukhari, in Sunan Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, in Hadith Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu wa ardahuma قال نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. He says ﷺ, in the narration which you just had, 2 bounties, 2 favors or 2 blessings many people are heedless of. Many people squander, they waste. And he went on to say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as-sihhatu wal-faragh, health and spare time. Many people are blessed with good health and time, free time, but they do not know how to spend it. They do not know how to use their health. They don't take advantage of that or their spare time. The Prophet named these people heedless. They are unaware of the benefits of these great, precious blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us with. Take it, since you are healthy and you have time. Do that which benefits you in the hereafter and that which benefits you in this dunya. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Al-Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah, he used to say, Ya ibn Adam, innama anta ayyam, kullama dhahaba yawm, dhahaba ba'duk. Wa yushiku idha dhahaba ba'duk, yadhhabu kulluk. فسيذهب كلك. Hasan al-Basri is one of the first tabi'een, rahimahullah. He used to say, O son of Adam, you are nothing but a number of days. Every time a day goes away, part of you is gone. Every time a day is gone, part of you is gone. And soon, if part of you is gone, soon all of you will be gone. Soon you will die. Every minute that passes away from your life is minus from your lifetime. Therefore, take advantage of every minute, insha'Allah ta'ala. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, جل جلاله في كتابه المجيد أقسم بالوقت فقال والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Our Creator, the Almighty جل جلاله, He spoke about the time in the Quran al-Kareem. Not once, not twice, not three times, in many different ayat. And the famous surah, which is one of the smallest surah in the Quran, is Surah Al-Asr. He started subhanahu wa ta'ala by swearing with the time. He says, I swear by the time. And Allah does not swear except with that which is great and precious. He says, I swear by the time, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, man is in a state of loss. Man is in a state of loss. Except those who believe and do good deeds. And they advise each other to be truthful, and they advise each other to remain patient. May Allah make us from them. These four qualities, faith, righteous deeds, advising each other towards the truth, and advising each other to be patient, are the success for this dunya and mainly the hereafter. Success in this dunya, i.e., Allah will give you a beautiful, healthy life in here, and a much better one in the hereafter, which will last forever. Lillahi alhamd. Allah yarzuqana Jannah, ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Ask Allah to bless us with Jannah, ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So that's how precious time is. Ikhwat al-Iman wal-Islam. But do we take advantage of it or do we waste it? The question goes back to you. وَلَا بُدْ مِنْ تَنْظِيمِ الْوَقْتِ. We have to organize our timings. And we have to be reliable when we promise for our timings. Make sure you don't waste your time sitting in coffee shops or facing the TV for hours or facing games, playing games for hours. This is something that it does not benefit you in this dunya, neither in the hereafter. And in fact, you will be accountable for that time you wasted, and you will find out how in the second part of the khutbah, inshallah ta'ala. The ulama, they spend their time reading and exploring the beauty of the Quran and the sweetness of Iman. Because the more you find out about Allah, the more love you have towards your Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala. The closer you get to Him, the better your life becomes as a Muslim. And if you are close to Allah, Allah will make you successful in this dunya and hereafter, as I said. If you are not seeking knowledge, do something that benefits you in this dunya. Go out there and earn halal money. Go out there and study something that will benefit your community and benefit your country. You will be rewarded for it. Because remember, everything good in the sight of Allah is a way of ibadah if you intend to do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, you will be rewarded for it, inshallah ta'ala. Listen to this beautiful hadith, Qawt al-Iman wal-Islam. حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه وأرضاه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول ألا إن الدنيا ملعونة ملعون من فيها إلا ذكر الله وما والاه أو عالم ومتعلم رواه الترمذي قال حديث حسن رحمه الله. He said, Abu Hurairah, I heard the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, saying, indeed, this worldly life, this dunya, is condemned, is criticized, except, and everything in it is condemned, except the dhikr of Allah, the remembrance of Allah, and anything similar to it, or a scholar of knowledge, i.e. knowledge of the deen, or a student of knowledge. Everything in this dunya is so little in the sight of Allah. It's condemned by Allah. It's criticized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except what? The remembrance of Allah, the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or anything similar to that. Or a person of knowledge. Why a person of knowledge? A scholar? Because a person of knowledge, he is useful for himself, number one, and he is useful for others. Or a student of knowledge, because the student of knowledge, at this time, he is useful for himself, but sooner or later he will be useful for the rest of humanity, inshallah ta'ala. And remember, this doesn't mean that everything in dunya is condemned and criticized. No. We have to understand the hadith correctly, inshallah ta'ala. It means anything that is not beneficial in this dunya or in the hereafter is condemned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah does not like it. Because remember, the dhikr of Allah is ibadah. And the hadith says, وَمَا وَالَهَا, anything similar to that ibadah. And anything similar to ibadah, this means anything that is good in the sight of Allah. Meaning, keeping yourself hygienic, keeping yourself healthy and fit, being respectful, being kind, working hard, studying, exploring. These are all things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala likes. So if you are doing them, then you are living for the purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you for as long as you do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla jalaluhu. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه وتوبوا إليه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على محمد نبي الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. إخوة الإيمان والإسلام, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every blessing that He gave us. And if we try to count the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala favors us with every day and every minute is countless. We will fail to count the bounties and the favors Allah blessed us with. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If you try to count the favors of Allah upon you, you will not be able to do so. Let us be thankful to Allah. And let us be grateful to Allah. And remember what the Prophet ﷺ says, one of the best bounties that Allah favored us with is what? Spare time and health. Time is very precious. In fact, time is life and life is time. I would say life, if I was asked to describe what life is an active time. Life is an active time. It means if you are in this life and you are not active, you are very useless, then you are more like a person who is not alive. Unless you had a very big excuse, such as illnesses or something similar to that. That's a different case. Because listen to what Allah Rasulullah says من حديث أبي موسى الأشعري رضي الله عنه وأرضاه, والحديث في صحيح البخاري. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم مثل الذي يذكر ربه والذي لا يذكره كمثل الحي والميت ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. He said صلى الله عليه وسلم in Sahih Bukhari, narrated by Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, may Allah be pleased with him. He said, the example of someone who remembers his Lord and the one who doesn't is like the example of someone who's alive and someone who's dead. This is it. If you are remembering Allah, if you are serving Allah, if you are doing good, that which is in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you are someone alive in the sight of Allah. But if you are far away from Allah, and you're not spending your time in doing things which are beneficial in this dunya or in the hereafter, then in the sight of Allah, you are someone who is not alive. Because Allah created us for a purpose, and this purpose must be fulfilled, must be accomplished by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what it means Muslims submit and surrender to Allah. We have to submit to the purpose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us for, which means to serve Him, which means to do good and to be good in accordance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala jalla jalaluhu. Ikhwat al-Iman wal Islam. as I said, life is an active time. So let us make our time active and not waste it in that which is non-beneficial. Listen to what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Abdullah ibn Umar, and we'll finish with these two hadith inshallah ta'ala. In Sahih Bukhari, Abdullah ibn Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he said, أخذ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بمنكبي وقال كن في هذه الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. He said, the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took me by the shoulder and he said, be in this dunya, be in this worldly life as though you are a stranger or a traveler. That's how you should be in this dunya. You are a stranger, you are a traveler. What you have is one target, to serve Allah. To serve Allah, we explain what it means. Don't get involved in things which don't benefit you, which might cause you harm in this dunya and in the hereafter. And sometimes they cause you harm in this dunya and cause harm to others. It means leave that which does not concern you. Leave that which does not concern you and focus on that which concerns you in this dunya and in the hereafter. Take advantage of this precious time and never waste it, because a traveler is heading towards his destination. He's not going right or left. He's got the destination he's targeting. So keep going straight, looking for your destination. Your destination is to please Allah, because pleasing Allah will grant you a blessed life filled with success in this worldly life and a much better one that lasts forever in the hereafter. Ask Allah to bless us with these beautiful lives. Ameen ya Rabbil Alamin. And Abdullah ibn Umar, he used to say too, he was a great scholar from amongst the youngest scholars in Medina at that time, in the era of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and after he passed away ﷺ. He used to say, إذا أمسيت فلا تنتظر الصباح وإذا أصبحت فلا تنتظر المساء وخذ من صحتك لمرضك وخذ من حياتك لموتك رضي الله عنه وأرضاه وعن أبيه أيضا. He used to say, this great young scholar, he used to say, if you witness the morning, do not expect to witness the evening. And if you witness the evening, do not expect to live all the way to the morning. Meaning, do as much as you can. Do as much good as you can. Waste no time, except you are doing good during that time. Except you are doing that which is precious, that which is good for you, for your community, and for your day of judgment. That's what he means. And he said, and take from your health to your illness, your sickness. Since you are healthy, prepare for your sickness. And take from your life for your death. Since you are alive, prepare for your death. Very wise words. Very wise words. May Allah be pleased with him and his father. Ameen. We finish with this hadith. As I said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, in a sound hadith in Sunan Tirmidhi, narrated by different Sahaba, he said, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن أربع وفي رواية عن خمس. He says in Sunan Tirmidhi, the feet of the son of Adam will not be able to skip the judgment of Allah on the day of resurrection until he is asked about 4 things. And in another narration, 5 things. Meaning, you and I and every son of Adam or daughter of Adam cannot skip the judgment of Allah, cannot avoid the questions that Allah will question for us on the day of judgment. And there are 4. He said, he went on to say, عن عمره فيما أفناه الله أكبر. Your time. He will ask you the first question about your lifetime and how you spent it. How did you spend the precious time Allah gave you? Remember, the Prophet named time as something precious, as a blessing and a favor Allah blessed you with. How did you spend your lifetime? وعن شبابه فيما أبلاه. And Allah will ask you the second question, your youth. Another narration, your health. How did you use it? When you were young and strong and fit, what were you using that health and youth for? In order to please Allah or displease Allah? This question you and I will have to answer it before Allah on the day of resurrection. Prepare for the answer, inshallah ta'ala. And the third one, وَعَنْ مَالِهِ مِنْ أَيْنَ اكْتَسَبَهُ وَأَيْنَ أَنْفَقَهُ. He will ask you about your wealth, your property, how you did earn it, and where you spent it. Allah blessed you with wealth, with money, with riches. What did you use that riches for? The riches Allah blessed you with, the wealth Allah blessed you with. Did you spend it on that which is pleasing to Allah or on that which is displeasing to Allah? Did you waste it? Did you spend it for building a masjid, building schools, building universities for your community, helping the needy, helping the poor? Or you spent it in wasting it in casinos and drinking and wasting it in haram things in general? You are accountable before Allah. And not just how you earned it, not just how you spent it, and where did you earn it? The income that you had, the wealth that you had in your bank account, did you earn it from a halal source or a haram? Did you receive interest and usury, riba? Did you oppress people and took their rights? Did you steal? Did you rob people? Did you lie to earn this money? Did you sell khamr? Did you sell alcohol? Allah will hold you accountable before that. And you'll have to answer this question before Allah. And the fourth one, He will ask you about your knowledge. عن علمه فيما فعل به. He will ask you about your knowledge and what you did with your knowledge. You just had some new knowledge. For some of us, it's something new we just learned. And some of us, it was a reminder. Now, since we are reminded and we are taught this new hadith and new ayat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we must implement this teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because we know it. Since we know it, we are accountable to act upon it. Allah will hold us accountable. You heard the Imam saying this hadith. You heard the Imam saying this ayah. You read the Quran. You read the seerah of the Prophet, biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Did you implement his teachings? You had knowledge. You are accountable for that knowledge that you had. Brothers in Islam, we must take advantage of this time. We must not waste it. And we must understand that between us and Jannah or Jahannam is nothing but death. Because the Prophet ﷺ says, the first stage of the hereafter is the grave, death. When you are in your grave, you will be informed whether you are from the happy people or the unhappy people. You will see your window to Jannah or your window to Jahannam in your grave. So between us and Jannah or Jahannam is what? Death. And between us and death is what? Is time. Waqt, your life. Allah decreed for you. Allah destined for you. And between you and time is nothing but what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote down for you. Your divine decree. فَلَذَلِكَ فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Therefore, we must flee to Allah. Therefore, we must hasten to do that which benefits us in this dunya and mainly in the hereafter.